Although it may not be that surprising at this point, but alarming nonetheless, the World Health Organization, who they have admitted that they are planning for the worst case scenario in Iran, which is the use of nuclear weapons by either the United States or Israel. Obviously not Iran. Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. They weren't building nuclear weapons. And like I said, it's not that surprising with what Trump and people in his administration are just openly saying, using lines like any means necessary, complete obliteration. I remember very early on to this when it was clear that we were not going to achieve our war goals or come even close to achieving those. And his own general is essentially saying, this is going to be Armageddon. Like, yeah, it's fair to prep for this, not to get into the fact that we are failing every single goal, and Iran is not even close to being defanged. You can't really debate that at this point because the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, and Iran is still with consistency striking Gulf nations and Israel itself. So it was a lie. When they said that they obliterated Iran, it was a lie. Now let's get into the full article here from The Independent. WHO officials admit they are preparing for possible nuclear weapon use in Iran. Hanan Balki, WHO regional director for the Eastern Mediterranean, said that staff remain vigilant for a nuclear incident following President Donald Trump's decision to bomb Iran in a joint campaign with Israel. The worst case scenario is a nuclear incident, and that's something that worries us the most, Balki told Politico. As much as we prepare, there's nothing that can prevent the harm that will come the region's way and globally if this eventually happens, and the consequences are going to last for decades. And we're like already at the point where consequences are going to last for decades. I know later today is like Trump's deadline for Iran reopening the Strait of Hormuz, or else he's going to completely obliterate their power grid. And in response, Iran is going to do the same to Israel and other Gulf nations. And that will be devastating. And also, we're talking desalination plants as well. Like, this is just as bad as a nuke being dropped. Like, unless Trump backs down and tries to fake some win, I don't even know where this is going to go at this point. Like, anything is on the table. The official told the outlet that United Nations staff are preparing for an incident in its broader sense, including if there was an attack on a nuclear facility or the use of a weapon. We are thinking about it, and we are just really hoping that it does not happen. In the wake of the bombing campaign in the Middle East, WHO is refreshing staff on how to respond in the event of a nuclear incident and providing guidance about long-term health risk linked to radiation exposure. I think those who read the history of previous incidents, whether intentional or accidental, are very aware of what we're talking about. At the beginning of Operation Epic Fury, which began on February 28th, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and Joint Chiefs of Staff Chair General Dan Kane, by the way, both these people, they need to be locked up when this is all said and done. But like, it's not even a debate. Insisted the goal of the operation is to eliminate Iran's ability to build a nuclear weapon, echoing the same line shared by Trump and the White House when they launched the attacks. And we know they weren't building a nuclear weapon. They weren't even building a nuclear weapon last year when we struck them in, like, what was it, June or July or something like that. I don't know. This is like, I can't even remember. There's just so much bad shit that happens on a daily basis. But even at that time, they were not building a nuclear weapon. And since then, they were definitely not building a nuclear weapon. And Tulsi Gabbard comes out and directly says this. In her opening remarks to the Senate Intelligence Committee on Wednesday, Trump's Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, said the U.S. and Israeli airstrikes on Iran last summer obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment program. There have been no efforts since then to try and rebuild their enrichment capability. The entrances to the underground facilities that were bombed have been buried and shuttered with cement. Trump's artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency czar David Sachs caused alarm Monday when he suggested that Israel could escalate the war by contemplating using a nuclear weapon. The president insisted that Israel would never do that when asked about the comments later by reporters. So in other words, Israel would most definitely do that. I like how we're at the point where we don't even pretend anymore that Israel has nukes, because officially they don't have nukes, but like no one even pretends that like they don't. It's yeah, Israel wouldn't. It's like, oh, Israel is going to nuke Iran. It's like, oh, no, Israel would never do that. Israel isn't going to do that. It's like, yeah, we're not even like, we're just acknowledging that Israel has nukes. Now it's a debate whether they are going to use them or not. And obviously, hopefully that doesn't happen. I've been hearing a lot more talk about nukes, and more than I think I ever have. I thought during the Russia-Ukraine situation, when it was really heating up in like 23, 24, that nukes were on the table, like a tactical nuke. And now it's even more likely than ever, because the economic damages of this war is going to hurt us much more than the economic damages that Russia's war in Ukraine had caused, believe it or not, because Russia has built their entire economy around resisting Western sanctions. We, on the other hand, like, we built this world order in an image that everyone kind of serves us. We have this loose deals on trade, and the dollar's world reserve currency. And if countries decide that they just don't fuck with us anymore, then it's done. It's done. And if we or Israel decide to drop a nuke on Iran, like, at that point, that is a big can of worms. That is toothpaste that cannot be put back in the tube, because you're green lighting Russia at that point, that they can drop a nuke or tactical nuke, whatever, in Ukraine. By the way, no nuke is tactical, okay? Like, I think even the smaller tactical nuke is still bigger than the atom bombs that we dropped on Japan. So scary times, man. And yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next one. If you made it to this point in the video, I just want to give a special thank you. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button down below, and if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button while you're down there. I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to reply to any and all comments that I can. Until next time, watch that video on screen.